Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. You join us for a very special event and incredibly good timing as well, because of course, tonight Nvidia, one of the largest companies in the world, is reporting on earnings and everyone is talking about AI, technology, networks, all this kind of stuff, security, all the rest of it, enterprise. These are the buzzwords right now. The consumer might not have any money because of inflation and interest rates and all the rest of it, but big business is spending big money on enterprise, AI, technology. It's all happening. And today we have a very special event because we have live with us in the channel, we have Jin, who is the CEO of WidePoint, a very exciting company. We started talking about this stock just a couple of weeks ago. We started putting videos out, and ever since we did, we trend #1 in the world on YouTube for the stock, WYY stock. We are #1, which is lovely. Thank you very much, guys, for doing that. The stock keeps going up. Everyone's excited. But remember, most important, right at the top of the video, because this is networking, this is data, this is security. We're going to get lots of people say, Martyn Lucas is pumping and dumping the stock. I only own the S&P 500. There's my real money, all of my money I have in the world, live there. And as you can see, I'm 100% only in the S&P 500. If I bring it up to you there, you will see 100% there is in the S&P 500. So I'm not here to promote, pump, dump the stock in any way whatsoever. But what I am here to do is bring great information to you about a great company. I really enjoyed our initial conversation with Jin the other day. He likes the Piano Man, by the way. He got me to sing it for him. I was telling him about my years of touring with Elton John's The World Piano Man, and he said, sing me the Piano Man then. Of course, that's Billy Joel, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, it was great. I got on with the guy and I thought, let's have him on the show. Let's have some fun. So we are members only, so we don't get bots and scammers, because I want you to ask questions directly to Jin. So without further ado, have you all tapped the like button? Are you sharing the video like crazy? Because you really want to, because this stock is really moving. Click subscribe and ring the bell. And without further ado, let's welcome in the CEO of WidePoint. Jen is live on the show. Jin, good morning, afternoon to you. How are you today?
Good morning, Martin. I'm doing well. Thank you very much for having me on your show. I look forward to, a great repartee with you. We have a lot of good news, and we have a lot of exciting things happening.
Yes. Would you like to share with the audience, first of all, full disclosure, we have not pre-organized this. You've no idea what I'm going to ask you. I don't know what you're going to ask me. It's not scripted in any way, correct?
That is absolutely correct. And if we end up singing duet on the Piano Man, I'm prepared. I'm ready.
So be it. So be it. No one's interested in the company. Let's just sing a few songs, have a few beers, and everyone's happy. Do you know what? Do you know what? That's what makes these interviews work so well, and why people love to buy the stocks and invest in the stocks that we interview, because they like to meet the people behind the business and get to know who they are. Because at the end of the day, with all the technology and all the wonder of it all, it's people that build the stuff, that make the stuff. And that's where your money is going. It's not just going into cyberspace. It's because you're on an app and you're buying stocks on your app. It's going to a business that builds things. And real people make real things. And it's very easy to say, well, I can come up with a great idea. You try and build it and make it. And that's what you're all about. So, Jin, without further ado, before we get into questions from our members, tell me about you. Who are you? And how did you get here?
Well, that's a long story. As you can tell, I got a little bit of gray and a lot of years behind me as professionally. But born in South Korea, emigrated to U.S. in 1973. I'm living the American dream, right? I came from a third world country and was fortunate enough to, come to the United States legally, with a legal visa, along with my family. Went to, American schools here, from grade school all the way up to college. got a computer science degree from the University of Maryland, and started programming and really got into the technology world, specifically for the federal government, developing applications. My claim to fame is, I've been involved with the FBI and the combined DNA index system.
Oh, wow.
If you watch CSI,
That's you.
program, they type in your DNA profile and they identify Martyn as the assailant, things like that.
Oh,
Um,
flipping heck.
yeah, and started my business doing software integration and development. This would have been back in at the turn of the 1990, right around the dot-com bust. But started the company. The company survived through that, and then I sold that company back in 2008, joining WidePoint with the plan of retiring, in 2011. The company was struggling. The company that I had sold to WidePoint had become now about 85% of the whole company, and the board and the large investors at the time asked that I stay on and become the CEO. And so fast forward, 26 quarters, 27 quarters. When I took over in 2017, the company was struggling mightily. We were probably a week, a month, and maybe a quarter away from bankruptcy. But we were able to make all of the adjustments at the time in 2017, second half of 2017. And we ended that quarter positive EBITDA. And we have been positive EBITDA for 22nd consecutive quarters. My background is in technology. I have a very good team of operators that understand, the business, sales and marketing, finance and accounting. We have great operators, and I thank the board for making the right decision to having a management change. And I think the company is now turned around, and you should see a lot of good things happening at WidePoint.
Great story. I love that. South Korea, welcome to the United States. I'm from England, obviously, you can tell, and I also legally came to the United States. Cost me a lot of money, had to go through a lot of hoops, as it should do, And I'm very proud now to call America my second home, because my studio is here in Dallas, but my Englishman's castle is in England.
Nice.
And that's my home. That's my soul, if you like. And that is my castle. But this is my studio here in America. I married an American lady, so she had to work from home. So I had to live here. I can work anywhere, so why not move here for a while? So that's why I'm here. And you're right, the American dream. Anything is possible here. Absolutely.
Everything, yeah, absolutely. I've been married. I forgot to thank my wife. She's going to be watching this, and I'm going to be in trouble.
Don't forget that.
My wife came around the same time. She came at the end of.
What's her name?
Her name is Suki.
Suki, how you doing, Suki? Lovely to have you here.
And so we've been now married, going on 41 years in June, and we have two, grown sons and now 3 granddaughters. And so everything is great. Living the American dream.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Everything really is possible here. There's no doubt about it. When I first came here, I joined lots of network groups, and I was asked to speak to Americans who've been here all their lives, saying, how have you grown so quickly since you've been here? And I did a gig. I did Mark Cuban, you may know, is a billionaire on Shark Tank, and Jerry Jones, who owns the Cowboys, playing the piano, singing. And Mark Cuban said, Martyn, be the best of yourself and you'll always win. Don't see any problem as a problem. See it as an opportunity for a solution. And that's the way I look at life. We all know how other parts of the world, there's much more restrictions on us and things you can't do. Here, if you work harder than anyone else, I go live 12 hours a day and I love to work. Like the CEO of NVIDIA we're covering tonight on the earnings. He loves to work 18-hour days. If you love what you do, you're always going to win, because you work harder than anyone else. And I'm really interested, I'm sure the viewers are fascinated with your FBI connections. I think that's brilliant. So you're right in the right business here, aren't you, with data and security?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I want
cybersecurity, mobility management, everything now post-COVID, everything's mobile, everything's cybersecurity.
Yeah. I might need your team to come round to my studio because I'm always getting people hacking me and trolls coming in. And
Mhm.
maybe I can be a living example of your technology. I'm serious. We'll have a
Yeah, yeah, we could
conversation.
absolutely help you. Yeah, we can help you lock down, 100%. All you have to do is only allow, approved devices and approved individuals to get access to your infrastructure.
There you go.
And we have a quantum computing resistant, solution for that. And with all these advent of AI and all of these cyber hackers that are out there, and they can use this AI to break into your system. But we have a solution that is, as I said, quantum computing resistant. The fastest computer in the world cannot hack our algorithms and cannot break the identity and access management solution that we provide, for the federal government. And so it is the strongest multi-factor authentication solution available on the market, and it has yet to be hacked. And if the computers get more powerful, all we will do is increase the bit strength of our algorithms, and that will keep, right now as the current computing power, it will take about 140 years to break the algorithm. So you and I will, be long gone by the time they break into your trove of Billy Joel records.
Yeah, I'll talk to you about that then, because I'm always trying to improve security, and I know as we talk, people will be listening and learning, thinking, "Hang on a minute." Martyn's got this studio, he's got technology, he's got all of this stuff, and he's talking about security. This might benefit me. This might give my business something. So that's what this interview is about, guys. It's not just learning about gin, which we are doing. It's learning about the business, but how it applies to you, and also then, of course, now it sounds like something you might want to invest in. Remember, this isn't financial advice. I'm not advising anyone to buy, sell, or anything. I only own the S&P.
Mhm.
I'm not promoting Jin's business, but I am excited about it, and I'm bringing the facts to you, so you might want to invest in it. Jin, I had so many questions I want to ask you, but to be honest with you, we're just rolling lovely at the moment. This is absolutely brilliant. So we're going to go over to some questions in a moment. If anybody has questions for Jin, to tell us, if you can, in a couple of minutes, what your business is. So if I am a business, a consumer wishing to purchase your services, your products, or I'm an investor, what is your business? Because AI is so complicated today. It gets so confusing to people. Everyone's got an AI business. What do you do?
Yeah, so a quick snapshot, right? We are a technology company that was founded in 1997, and we are the leading provider of secure mobility solutions, right? As part of that secure mobility solution, what we do is we help our customers secure, manage, and gain visibility into their mobility assets. And I can go into a lot more detail on all of these things, but I will tell you, suffice it to say that in this post-COVID environment, everyone is working from a remote location, and back to the office work is not taking off as many of the CEOs and government entities want people to come back. As much as they want them to come back, people just got used to working from remote locations. So what we do is we help our customers secure and manage and gain visibility into these devices that are used to log into the corporate infrastructure. And
So
we go ahead.
no, so when you say I know that you pointed to your phone. So are you saying that you have software, technology, whatever it might be, that you can add it to your iPhone? Is that
Yeah,
what
you
you
can
said?
add it to your iPhone. You can add it to any Droid phones. It's what they call a derived certificate or derived identity certificate that we could put onto these mobile devices. And when
Right.
these mobile devices, not just mobile devices, but laptops, tablets, notebook computers, all of these things, even desktop that you're using to connect remotely from a remote location to your corporate infrastructure, can be identified with identity certificates or digital certificates. So it identifies that particular device 100%. So if you have an authorized, smartphones logging into your corporate infrastructure, you can identify that device 100%, and you can either let them on or not let them on. And you can also use those digital certificates to encrypt and sign documents, right? So if you're sending email, whenever you received an email from me, you saw that little ribbon that
I
says
did see that.
it's for me, right? Right. And
I
so
was
what
going to
that
ask
says,
about that.
yeah, that's a 100% identification. So if I'm signing all of those documents with that little ribbon, the digital certificate, you will never fall for a phishing scam, right? So I signed these documents. It says it's Jin Kang, and you can trust 100% that that is from me and no one else, right?
Ah, I
Right?
would like that. I would like
Yeah.
that. And I would like that on my emails because seriously, I would like that because I have a newsletter and I don't send it out very often. It's mainly to collect my emails from my members. So if I ever lost my channel, I could contact you. And very rarely I use it. It's just there to send you very big, important news. I don't just do it every day. But of course, a newsletter is regarded as spam and it's always one of those things. And some people say, I didn't get the email because it goes into their junk folder because it assumes talking about money, talking about, it's got to be a bad thing. And I can't go into too much detail on this, but I will tell you a couple of days ago, I had a major problem on Facebook for 24 hours. I can't explain what it was, but needless to say, I had the worst problem you could possibly have. I had it, and I sent a picture of myself. Believe it or not, that's what was required, and here I am. I'm on Facebook.
There you go.
But because I talk about money. And scammers talk about money a lot, obviously. So this is a great technology. Now, if you said about governments and all this stuff, how does that work then? Because if I am providing security for a government, do I provide security for all governments? Russia, you can have it as well. And if they're the enemy of, I'm just saying for argument, for America, do we give everybody the same level of security? That kind of defeats the object, or maybe not.
Yeah, well, so that's an ethical question, right? And so if you are a foreign country, there is specific requirement controlling that digital certificate that we provide, right? That solution. So there's an export control that we have to follow, and this information can only get out to friendly nations, right? And so this is a solution that cannot be hacked and hasn't been hacked by even the most powerful tools that are out there. If you're familiar with the Israeli government's a program called the Pegasus program, and what they do is they go in and they hack into every identity and access management solutions, and they have, except for the public and private key infrastructure, right? The way we issue these digital certificates has not been hacked, right? And so that's a claim that we stake, and it's a solution that is at this time is not hackable.
How do you decide who a friendly nation is then? How does that happen?
There is a specific legislation from the federal government. I believe it's called there's an export rules. I forget the exact acronym, and I'll follow up. But it's there's a specific law that requires us to check to see if these nations are on a friendly nations list. And even so, we have to follow various, and file specific applications to make sure that, we can sell to those governments.
But you're obviously having to, if you like, for want of a better word, pick a side initially, because, if you were on Russia's side, then they wouldn't have America on the list, right? So you have to have already decided, which side you're on. That's an awful thing to say, but we had this the other day. I had people came in, tried to manipulate one of our stocks, Plug Power, hydrogen company, and Russia are trying to take control of it. And I had all sorts of everyone in my chat all of a sudden was from Russia. The geographics, everyone was from Russia, pumping the stock, telling everyone to buy it. They got aggressive to me because I refused to get on board with the whole thing. And we were attacked like that. And it was incredible to see it happen in real terms. So very difficult situation. I'm going to come on to members' comments in a minute. Are you concerned about, sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, so in the case like that, where you have a bunch of people trying to hack into your system, we have a solution for that. So what it would do is it will check for all of these certificates of these devices that they're using to try and hack your system, whether it's tablets, notebooks. It'll say, nope, you don't have a valid certificate. Deny, 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 deny. Right?
Get out of it.
That's how the system would work. And so, you hear about zero trust and zero trust security architecture and all of this stuff. We're zero trust before it was cool to be zero trust, right? And so we identify every transaction, every device, every individual that are coming on board, and says, unless you have a valid certificate, unless you have a valid identity certificate, you're not getting on the system. End of story, right? And so that's how you protect your infrastructure, whether it's a utility company or whether you're a bank, whether you're a government agency. You can identify these folks that are coming. I mean, you probably heard, various systems using IP addresses to deny access, right? Well, IP addresses can be spoofed, but what cannot be spoofed is your digital certificates that cannot be spoofed, right? And so we issue these digital certificates onto cards, and this is a Bluetooth reader, which I use to log into my computer to be able to talk to you. And we issue the digital certificate onto your mobile device and your laptops and so forth. So whenever you use that, you can identify that device, the individual that are using that device, and you can decide to whether you let them on or not.
It sounds great. I've got to talk to you off air about seriously applying this in my systems. If you've created this technology, you've got this technology, is it only available to you? You have the patent, or is it shared? Is it lots? Can anybody else do what you're doing? That's important for an investor, right?
The answer is yes, but it's a very complex process. It's a process and policy, and you have to have specific, workflows and steps that you need to use in order to make sure that the digital certificate that you're issuing is not, like grabbed out of the air by some nefarious user, right? And so you have to protect all the public and private keys, and we have the specific know-how and the processes and workflow that we use to make sure that this information is not compromised. And we are one of two external certificate authorities that the federal government trusts to issue these digital certificates. And the other company is, I'm not going to dance around the topic. The other company is a company called IdenTrust. You can take a look at those folks as well. But we feel our services and our processes are superior. And so we've been, slowly gaining market share and taking business away from our competitors.
I love that. And I knew straight away when I spoke to you initially that I would get answers like that. I've done quite a few of these Meet the CEOs with many more. Some I turned down because they're just trying to use my channel to promote themselves, which of course you do. You want everyone to know about your business, but you're doing it in a way that is obviously completely transparent and open and honest. And in your industry, that's key. And I had a gentleman here who we're all buying his gold mine. And he told us he went bankrupt once upon a time. Things don't always work out, and we have a very good relationship, and everyone loves to listen to him. So I appreciate that. That's right. But it's like everything, isn't it? It's very easy to say, someone else could do it, but try and go out tomorrow and become an iPhone. Try and become Apple and just go, well, we can build iPhones, no problem at all. Now go and do it then.
There's a lot of challenges to that, of course. But we've been doing this for many years. We've been doing it since mid 1990s. Yeah. And we're a company that's been around for a long time, and now we're hitting our stride. And starting in 2017, we ended last Q4, free cash flow positive. We improved upon that in Q1, and we're forecasting free cash flow positive for the rest of 2024. And we have a huge contract backlog, roughly 360 million in contract backlog. We're forecasting something like a 25% increase in our top line. And so all of the things are moving in the right direction. We have a great, management team that are executing, on our organic growth strategy and our inorganic strategy as well. So, I think our market cap is around 20 million. I think we're, way, way undervalued. And so,
I'm showing it now. I'm showing it
yeah,
now.
yeah. And so we had a great call. We had our earnings call about a week ago, and it was received very well. We're a completely different company compared to where we were, even 2 years ago. And so our financial performance has improved markedly. We're investing in our sales and marketing and growing our top line. And we are taking deals and contracts away from our competitors. And so we feel our delivery system is superior. Our staff and our subject matter experts are superior to our competitors. And so you should see a continued growth in our top line and a continued improvement in our profitability.
And I see that the company this here is inside buying. You're buying.
Yeah,
Always.
I have bought at every opportunity. I wish I had your money, Martyn. I'd buy the whole
right.
Insider holds roughly 20% of the company, and we did that through purchases. I took a huge tranche of shares when I sold my company to WidePoint, and I'm aligned with our shareholders, and I want our stock to do well. I'm not a pump and dump guy. We've been here for now a long time, and we're building a solid business, and we're putting now cash onto our balance sheet. We're forecasting, roughly 2 million, maybe 2.5 million by the end of this year to just put on to our balance sheet. And we did that a couple of years ago. We did an acquisition of a company called IT Authorities with cash generated from operations. And so, we know how to operate a business profitably, and that's what we're going to do, and we're going to continue to do that.
Let me ask a question. I've just been showing the analysis, the balance sheet looking good, solvency, and all the rest of it. But it wouldn't be one of my interviews if I didn't challenge on everything. So how can we improve this figure here? This figure here. Hang on a minute, wrong screen. This figure here. This is your profitability score. How we look at your profitability, showing 24. So the profit isn't huge at the moment, but you're talking about. You're talking about things improving. How can an investor, what can they expect from you where the company is going to make greater profits and thereby their share price makes more money?
Yeah, so we have to control our costs very carefully, and we know how to do that. And in 2017, when we took over, the company was losing something like almost $5.5 million on an adjusted EBITDA basis. Now we are cash flow positive, right? Positive EBITDA.
How long ago was that? What's the time span?
That was in 2017, and we made sequential improvements.
Yeah.
And now it's a swing of almost $10 million between now and then, right?
Yeah.
And so we're going to continue to control our costs. We pay for all of our fixed costs, and so what that means is that as we add on additional new customers, every one of those deals that we sign is going to be that much more profitable. And we're going to continue our profitability improvements over the next 2, 3, 4 quarters. 2025, we're looking to be positive earnings per share, fully diluted, to be positive earnings per share. That's our goal. Our goal also for this year in Q4, we're looking to be positive earnings per share for the Q4 of this year. So that's our goal, and we're well on our way to doing that. We were a little bit ahead of our forecast in Q1, and hopefully we will be slightly ahead of our forecast in Q2. And we're going to continue to make those improvements. A lot of it is going to be hinged upon how many more deals we can close. As I said, we have roughly $360 million in contract backlog. We have a very healthy sales pipeline, the healthiest sales pipeline that we have seen probably in ever. And we're going to be continuing to invest in sales and marketing. We're looking to hire strategic resources here in the DC area. to capture, additional business from the federal government. We're just barely scratching the surface in the federal government sector. We have a line on a few rainmakers, if you will, that's going to help us capture additional business in the federal government. And we're taking deals away from our competitors, right? So we're forecasting at the top of our range about 20, almost 25% in top line growth in 2024. And so 2025, we're going to build on that as well, right? And so we've been experiencing double-digit percentage growth. This year, we are forecasting that we're going to be in the high teens in the top line growth. And as I said, every deal that we add on from this point forward is going to be that much more profitable because we have finished all of our capital investments. We now pay for all of our fixed costs. And so it's going to be continued improvement, sequential improvement, year-over-year improvement. And of course, we have our, the census project that is going to be repeated here. And we know what happened when we won the census project in 2020. And so this is a decennial census. They're already talking about doing the recompete for the decennial census 2030. And, we're right in line for that. We just got an award for Spiral 4, which is a $2.7 billion contract. It's we were among, one of 7 winners, but we feel that we have a unique solution in our telecom lifecycle management. Our managed services are having to do with managing carrier services, right? We're auditing carrier services, we're carrying carrier invoices, carrier accounts. How do you get Verizon to manage or audit the T-Mobile's account, or T-Mobile and vice versa, or AT&T? And so we are the only vendor in there that is not a carrier. And so we have a unique position here to be able to help the government, do all of the auditing and hopefully save the federal government a lot of money. On our DHS contract, we saved on the rough almost $300 million in taxpayer money on that contract. And so, we're doing a lot of good things. And we're going to be closing more deals as part of our effort to, invest in our sales and marketing.
Yeah.
Life is good.
We're going to do our fast fire round now. Just before we do that, I want to thank you for being on the show. This has been great. I've really enjoyed it. I'm sure a lot of people are going to get a lot out of this. I wish you the very best. And what we're going to do now is give you some quick questions, and I just want a 10-second answer. Just a very quick, off-the-cuff answer, okay? And let's see how we do. So, Jin, are you concerned about AI?
I am concerned, but I'm cautiously optimistic that we can implement, AI in our business, and we have a lot of opportunities there for our cybersecurity division.
Okay. What are the main security challenges?
Main security challenge is identity management, right? Once you can identify each of the components that are communicating with one another, and you can identify the endpoints, then you can essentially eliminate, 99%, 100% of all of cybersecurity hacks.
With all this AI explosion that's going on in the world, everyone talking about AI, we've got the NVIDIA earnings tonight, as you know, big day today. How on earth do you keep ahead?
You have a solution that is quantum computing resistant and AI resistant, right? And so if you can identify the individual and the machine and the hardware that is connecting to your network, and you don't let AI onto your network unless it's approved, then you can eliminate, the dangers associated with AI hacking your system.
A question here from Sensei Crypto, is a partner on the show with us, and let me just clear away the ticker. He's just asked the question: have you considered using a blockchain to put these digital recipes on, or is it not applicable to your business?
The blockchain is, certainly a solution that we can implement, but I think It's a combination of our public and private key infrastructure, and we can actually help secure blockchain by providing the right identity and access management solution on top of that, and so that people cannot hack into the blockchain. As you know, blockchain has been hacked, where people have lost millions of dollars in Bitcoin that's been stolen. But we can help you eliminate that by making sure that you don't fall for phishing scam, and you're only accepting communication from clear parties.
So a lot of our viewers here have wallets on their phones. They have, so maybe, I will give the company details, how they can contact you and so on. So they do need to maybe consider putting this security on their devices if they're holding their crypto on there as an extra measure of what's coming into the device. Zach, one of our friends originally from Israel, because we go out in 61 countries in 14 languages, by the way, Jin.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. We're very proud of that. Zach has said, he's now living in California. Can Jin add more color about his deal with the Navy? Congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you. It's that Spiral 4 contract that I was talking about. It's a $2.7 billion contract. We haven't seen the RFPs come in yet. I think that there's a couple of draft RFPs that are rolling around. But they are starting Navy. They're building their own program management office, and we're doing the same thing here on our side, so that we can take full advantage of all of these task orders that will be coming out, and we'll be bidding on those contracts. We have to look at the scope of work and the way that the Navy is conducting these RFQs before we can have a better idea of how much work we stand to garner in that contract. But suffice it to say, it is a $2.7 billion contract. 1% of that is $27 million, right? And so that's a meaningful number. So we're looking to capture more than our fair share of that deal, and so we're tracking that very carefully. But we'll have more announcements to make in the coming weeks and coming months.
Okay, I've got to keep the answers short now because I've got a few more to do. But I appreciate the color. I really do. I wish we had all day to talk to you. I'm loving the conversation. It's a great interview. Now, this next question is difficult to ask because Stacey Bailey is asking, short answer, rapid fire, your top 3 reasons a long-term investor would want to invest. But bearing in mind, SEC regulations, Jin can't come on here and give financial advice and say, the best thing you should do is buy my stock because XYZ. He can tell you what his business is doing and what they're doing, but he can't advise you as he's not your financial advisor. He would be in trouble if he started doing that. But I'll put that to you. You answer it how you feel appropriate.
Yeah, the answer to that is, we have a great set of products and solutions that is required, that's wanted in in our market. We have improving financials. Compare us to all of our competitors, the nano cap companies that are out there. How many of those companies do you see that's been in business for this long and have now turned the corner to free cash flow positive and forecasting positive earnings per share, right? And so we have a solid set of solutions. We have great management team, and I think those are the 3 top reasons why you ought to look at investing in WidePoint. Follow us.
And there's a better reason. I think Jin's a great bloke. The other day he listened to my Piano Man and he loved it. So there you go. He likes good music, and I enjoy chatting with him. There's the reason right there. Very quick one here, Mike. Where do you see your company in 5 years from now?
We see our company continuing to grow in high teens, double-digit percentage growth, and profitable. And we'll be looking around for vertical and horizontal integration opportunities where we can go out and buy companies and acquire and get bigger, both organically and also inorganically.
Wonderful. Here's we're just coming up to the end now. Here is a question from Stacey. I reckon it's the best question of the day. Absolutely brilliant. Let's put him on the hot spot, shall we? Stacey says, best question of the day right here. Are you a Martyn Lucas subscriber or member?
That's an excellent question, Stacy. Thank you for that question. And we paid to be on this channel, but I will be subscribing as a subscriber.
There you go.
How's that? Yes.
How's that? That's great. Absolutely great. Fantastic, Stacey. Good question. I like that one. Just before I let you go, I want to thank you and wish you the greatest of success with your business. How do you cope with this? As a CEO, a human being, a man who gets up every day, you've got a lovely wife, you mentioned Suki earlier. Have you got a family? Got any children?
Two grown adult children, 2 sons, yes.
There you go.
And who are married as well, and 3 granddaughters.
Wonderful. So, you're at the end of the day, the man behind the business is just a bloke like everybody else. How do you feel? How does it make you feel? And how do you cope with it? The meme stock craze, stocks of your price can easily be drawn into the GameStop thing. Suddenly you wake up and your stock's up 1,000,000%, down 1,000,000%. People on Reddit are trying to, do over Wall Street. I don't see your stock being pulled into that kind of world, but how does that make, that exists? It must be bloody a nightmare.
Well, I mean, I wake up every day. I'm thankful for, being able to, be part of this company. And we have a great set of solutions and great set of people, like our staff is second to none. We have great subject matter experts, managers who are operators, know how to run the companies. And they're all happy to be here, right? And we're going to continue to improve. And if we're not part of the meme stock, that's okay, because that's not, our business. Our business is continuing to grow smartly, steadily.
That's what people want.
Creating
That's what people want. Yeah. Our audience is primarily 99%, certainly all our members are investors. We're looking at great businesses, great companies we can believe in and trust, park our money, buy the company, own the company, like Warren Buffett, own the business and let the business do the business. This gambling in and out, it destroys a lot of companies that were potentially good businesses by stripping them of capital and pumping and dumping them all over the place. Let's just have a quick look live before I let you go. Let's see if we got any subscribers during our video today. I don't know. This could be, it might not move. I can't see it, look, because I need to go and refresh this screen. So I'm looking at it live. Here we go. 24,655. Let me see if that moves. Where are we? 24. It's just it didn't move when I last checked it. Damn it! I wanted to see it move, but I think it was 24.
I couldn't log on. You would have had one more, but
yeah, I think it was 24,600 before we started the event. It refreshes all the time as it's going, but we did maybe 55 during the show, which is wonderful. Very, very nice indeed. Jin, thank you so much for being on the show. We've now got a full playlist of information around your stock. You've got your very own playlist, and we'd love to have you on the show again. I'd love to be able to cover your earnings. I missed it this time. I'm sure now people are going to want to follow it every time. If you've got any latest news, if you're able to share with somebody a number. Or the best way, there we go, the subscribers are going up. What I wanted to say to you was, if there is anybody at your company who is able to pop into YouTube, because I'm live 12 hours a day, they've got a YouTube account, call it your business, so they know it. We all know it's WidePoint. They're in the chat. They say, hello from WidePoint, right? Then I know there's somebody available. I've got a phone or a text. I can call somebody and you could say, hey, Martyn, we've just done this great deal. It's brilliant. It's really great. And we can share that.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that as long as we have it announced publicly. But
Of course.
One thing that I will tell you is that we covered this on our earnings call, that GSA is now actively reviewing our FedRAMP certification. And essentially what that is that we meet all, it's not simply, I mean, this is a very complicated process. And what it says is that we meet all of the stringent cybersecurity requirements for the federal government for protecting our customers' data, right? There's no other competitors within our sector that can claim that. And so it will be a huge leg up on our competition once that is finalized. And we're hoping that will happen before the end of this half.
Fantastic. Congratulations on that. That sounds very, very exciting. Jin, thank you ever so much for joining us. It's been a great interview. I've really enjoyed it. And what I'm going to do is give you one final word. This becomes your little clip. Now, this will live on our channel, a little 15-second clip, why any CEO should be on the show. And this goes in our list of CEO like testimonials, if you like, why they might want to be on the show. This is your voice to the world right now.
Great. Thank you, Martyn. I think all of the CEOs should consider this, because it's going to be a great opportunity to get your name out there, get your company's name out there. And then you'll be able to reach a lot of potential investors.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Jin. Have a wonderful day. Get back to work. Keep doing what you're doing, so all our money goes up and up, and everybody has a great time, and we learn more about you in the future. Love to your family, Suki and the children there. I wish them all well. And Jin, once again, thank you for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Martyn. All right, thank you. All right.
There we go. Now. Jin, ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of WidePoint, live on the show today. Absolutely fantastic. That's it from me. I'm going to end this stream now, and I'm just going to pop back and just say farewell to Jin in a second. But I'm just going to send you all now back to the extra channel. This was a live broadcast, and it was unedited, unscripted. It happened as it happened, and thank you all very much for being part of it. What will happen now is this video will be turned, this live event will be turned into a video by itself, and you'll see it all over the channel, and it'll continue to grow, and you can learn more about it. There we go. I've put the end screen. It'll take you now directly to the extra channel. You can continue the conversation. That's it from me. Make sure that you click subscribe and ring the bell, and tap the like button. And what I'll do above my head, down below here in the description, and pinned to the comments when this video comes out. And over here, I will put the playlist for WidePoint, so you can learn about the earnings, the financials, and all the interviews that this is my first one. Maybe there'll be more in the future. And down below in the description, and down below here as well. That's it from me, from myself, Martyn Lucas, and Jin, from all of us today. Have a wonderful day. See you back for the closing bell, and then, of course, NVIDIA earnings. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other. All right, that's that. And now I'll physically end the stream. See you later, guys. This will be ended now. Bye-bye for now.